Subscribe, please. In a vast expanse of stars and galaxies nestled within the heart of the Kraken Nebula lay the regal realm of Zephyria, a civilization governed by feudal aristocrats where opulence and grandeur reigned supreme among its inhabitants. Beneath this glittering facade, however, simmered deep-rooted tensions and disparities that threatened to shatter the fragile peace. In the outskirts of this realm, in the arid, unforgiving desert of Maris, lived a humble farmer named Lyra. Her days were spent tending to her crops of grains and fruits, and her nights were spent beneath the twinkling stars, yearning for something more. Little did she know her destiny was about to take an extraordinary turn. The Zephyrian nobility held a monopoly over a rare and elusive spice known as nectarine, a substance that granted its consumer immense power and longevity. This spice was closely guarded and reserved solely for the aristocrats, perpetuating their power and dominance. However, Lyra, unbeknownst to herself, held the extraordinary ability to manipulate nectarine, harnessing its volatile essence through her touch. One fateful day, while working in her fields, Lyra's hands brushed against a nectarine plant, releasing a cascade of golden particles into the air. To her amazement, the particles coalesced, forming a brilliant orb that enveloped her entire being, imbuing her with newfound abilities beyond her wildest dreams. Her heart pounded, her mind raced, and her body tingled with power she had never known before. Lyra was no longer just a humble farmer. She was a living nectarine conduit capable of manipulating the very essence that held the power balance of Zephyria in its grip. News of Lyra's miraculous discovery spread like wildfire through the desert communities, eventually reaching the ears of the nobility. Intrigued yet fearful, the aristocrats saw this as both a threat and an opportunity. They sent their most trusted emissaries to Maris, disguised as peaceful traders seeking to claim Lyra and her abilities for their own purposes. With her newfound powers, Lyra could either bolster their ranks or disrupt the power dynamic, entirely igniting a revolution that could potentially end their rule. Faced with this revelation, Lyra was torn between her fear of the aristocrats and her desire to bring equality and peace to Zephyria. She sought counsel from the ancient sages, revered figures known for their wisdom and knowledge, who advised her to embrace her abilities and harness them for the greater good. With their guidance, Lyra began her journey towards empowering her people, gathering allies from among the oppressed and disenfranchised, and planning her next move against the aristocrats. As Lyra's movement grew, so too did the tension between her and the nobility. Fueled by their fear and desperation, the aristocrats began to take drastic measures, employing their vast resources and mercenaries to quell the rising rebellion. Lyra and her followers fought valiantly, but their numbers were few and their resources scant compared to those of their oppressors. In this desperate hour, Lyra was confronted with a difficult choice: succumb to their demands and live a life of comfort and safety, or risk it all and continue her fight for freedom and equality. With her heart heavy and her spirit unbroken, Lyra chose the latter, rallying her forces and preparing for one final decisive battle that would determine the fate of Zephyria. The stage was set for an epic confrontation between Lyra and the aristocrats, each side determined to claim victory and shape the future of their world. As the two forces clashed amidst the swirling sands of Maris, Lyra's powers grew stronger, her resolve unwavering. With each passing moment it became clear that the tides were turning, and that a new era was dawning upon Zephyria, one built upon hope, equality, and the indomitable spirit of its people. And at the heart of it all stood Lyra, the humble desert farmer, now a symbol of change and transformation, forever altering the course of her civilization's history.